Just juicy things.
No, just juicy things.
Just juicy.
So I'm Jennifer.
I'm Bailey.
And we're just gonna share with you how to prepare for a juice cleanse and kind of what it's like to start a cleanse and then what you can do afterwards whenever you're done. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about or share with is like caffeine. If you drink coffee or tea, you're gonna wanna stop drinking that about a week to 2 weeks before. I personally I stopped drinking my pre-workout about 2 weeks to 1 week before because I do take that decently regularly and you don't wanna have that on your cleanse or leading up to it.
I wish I did that. I found out basically day of that I was gonna do my cleanse because they were like, hey, are you doing your cleanse today? I was like, heck yeah, I am. So I didn't have as much preparation. I wish I did, but it wasn't that bad. I had some caffeine headaches throughout the first couple days, but it gets better.
So that's the thing I want to add, like he just started his cleanse, like he just jumped into it. So if you don't have the time to necessarily prepare a week, don't push the cleanse off. Like you should do it now. It isn't necessarily a big deal. These are just recommendations that will help you feel better while you're on your cleanse. And then another thing was processed foods. So we have a bunch of stuff shown, like vegetables, salads, fruits, juice. Like these are things you're gonna wanna consume up to your cleanse because you don't wanna be eating McDonald's or any processed foods.
Ever.
Yeah, like up to or of course on your cleanse you won't be eating that. But you don't wanna go like have a huge cheat meal just because you're starting your cleanse.
I would make sure not to do that after your cleanse too.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, so, well, the whole thing is like you're doing the cleanse for multiple reasons, like a kickstart or to have a lot of nutrients. So you don't want to have huge meals right after your cleanse. You kind of want to wean back into getting those bigger meals. And of course, again, you don't want to eat processed right away.
Another thing I wanted to add is that leading up to your cleanse, especially if you have noticed that you should really watch how much water you drink. I really struggle with drinking water and it's always an afterthought until I'm like, wow, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
I need to drink water. So I would just make sure that you're keeping yourself on top of that because if it's ever gonna bite you in the butt, it's gonna bite you in the butt during your cleanse. And that's not when you want that to happen.
And along with like drinking water, a big thing is like when you work out, if you work out regularly, you need to have really light workouts or almost none because like this is a process that's going through your body, so you don't want to overwork yourself. So do include light workouts if you need to because that is important. So don't feel bad for taking an active rest day or a rest day at all. You don't want to push yourself too hard while you're on this cleanse.
Jennifer, tell us 2 things that you really liked about your cleanse and 2 things you wish you would have done during your cleanse.
Okay. So 2 things I really liked was 1, not cooking meals at all. Like having 3 days of just perfectly prepped food was awesome. Like I saved time and money too.
You didn't have to buy anything.
Yeah, no, like it was so nice just having like the juices in my fridge. And then another thing I really liked was just, I did feel full. Like I felt very full, almost more than I would on a regular day. Like having the juices really made me feel fuller than if I went and ate out or prepped for myself. And then 2 things that I would do differently is I would do a longer cleanse. So I only did the 3-day and I wish I could do a 5-day and I might do that before the summer. And then another thing, yeah, the summer bod. And another thing is I need to drink more water because it definitely like aids with the process and I could have drank a lot more.
And I definitely could have had a lot more water too. But I would also say that going into the cleanse, not really knowing what to expect, but just like open-minded, was way better than like freaking out about it.
Yeah, because it's not
like a few
deal.
weeks. Yeah. Like if I was like, okay, like this week I'm doing it, and then I had weeks leading up, I would freak out and I would overthink it and I would be nervous. But just going into it, I was like, oh wait, there's nothing to freak out about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I would say just to go into it with an open mind and be expectant on what's gonna happen because you're gonna notice a lot of differences and it's all gonna rock. Like you're never gonna go back and look at it and be like, man, I wish I wouldn't have been so healthy.
I agree. Yeah, really. Like you're not gonna have any cons. It's all pros. Yeah.
There's honestly so many more pros than there are cons, and the only con is like you can't chew anything. Yeah. And I would recommend using chewing gum because like if you have to chew something, I would just use gum. Like it gives it's a mental thing.
Yeah, and another thing is with our cleanse, we give you nuts. Like we'll give you cashews. So that you can have that to chew on, and we explain that of course too, like when you pick up a cleanse. But that I didn't actually do that on my cleanse, but I wish I would have because I didn't chew anything on my cleanse. Having cashews or the phylum husk probably would have. I would have rather had that on my cleanse.
Yeah.
Okay, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a little bit of something. If you have any more questions or suggestions for anything, just leave them below in the comments and we will get to that. We really, really love giving you guys advice on the cleanses and everything that we have here.
Subscribe and comment so we can get a fat YouTube check.
Hope to see you in the store. A fat YouTube check.